Okay, hello everyone. My name is Edu. I am the lead of DAppNode. He's Lion. He's he's going to help us to make this workshop. Our intention today is try to explain a little about DAppNode, why we believe it's needed, and try to explain how to use it to develop a truly decentralized webs on the access to these websites. Um, First of all, we are going to make a small introduction about the DAppNode and the powerful that it has. But our intention is during this workshop, the people start to understand all the powerful tools that you can make with this software. After the introduction, we are going to make some examples. For that, you need a laptop. We are trying to explain you a little how to develop a decentralized website from the basic one to one more complex. So, first of all, I would like to talk a little about what is the problem that we believe that right now exists and the current situation. And the thing is, we start to develop amazing decentralized tools like blockchain technology or peer-to-peer tools, but we are using centralized services to access to that content. So if we start to think in deep about centralization, we can take this Galiputering article about decentralization, and in this article he talk about three kind of decentralization kinds. One is architectural decentralization, the logical one, and the political one. If we go to the definition that we need to resolve, if we want to know that we are decentralized in the architectural one, we need to answer this question: how many physical computers is a system made of, and how many of those computers can tolerate a breaking data any single time? The thing is, if we start to go deeper, we need to start asking ourselves if we know where these physical computer or nodes are, and how many people control these nodes. So the thing is, we have decentralized applications, decentralized webs, but we are using centralized services to provide the access to that content to the user. So at the end, we are losing some of the one of the biggest properties of decentralization, that is censorship resist and privacy. And it's more than that. The people that controls the network, like Bitcoin miners or even Infura is making awesome work for the community. But we need to understand that at the end, it's like a kind of centralized, because they provide all the access to these websites. So this is the point. With all these decentralized tools we are building, that is really makes sense to consume this through centralized services. We don't believe that, and that is why we are working on DAppNode. Our intention is that the people start to using this decentralized application in a truly decentralized manner. So now I'm going to show you little video presentation about the DAppNode.
DAppNode is open source software that can be installed on your own device to create a decentralized hardware layer, which allows anyone to run their own nodes, making it easy for every kind of user to achieve the full potential of decentralized technologies. When we stop using centralized platforms to access decentralized services, we create a censorship-resistant network that is maintained by users but controlled by no single entity. Now, without anyone but you controlling your device, your data and your privacy are finally secure. Our system of sharing access makes it easy to create trust circles within communities. By sharing a single device with family and friends, you support a node that is part of a trusted network. By running your own secured hardware, you are able to contribute to and enjoy the benefits of a truly decentralized web. Whether you're an average user or a developer that wants to smooth your work process, you can easily deploy DAppNode on your machine, which gives you access to all the services you need. And with a few clicks, you can deploy a secure and private version of your favorite dApps and nodes. DAppNode connects its users to a real P2P economy where they can receive incentives and rewards for sharing resources or maintaining nodes, thus encouraging mass adoption of decentralized technologies. By deploying a DAppNode within your community, you become a gateway to a decentralized re-evolution and a trusted resource for your friends and family. Join us by installing DAppNode and become a part of the truly decentralized web. Welcome to DAppNode.
So,
DAppNode is
sorry.
open.
One time is fine. So mainly this is DAppNode. The idea is to create a software that facilitates people to run his own nodes. Now we are trying to explain the goals of the DAppNode. The idea of DAppNode is, first place, to connect user to the decentralized application in an easy way. So we want to make the mass adoption of these kind of technologies. For that, we try to make a very easy system to configure and providing a way in which even our intention is that even my mom can install it and use it. And in the other way, we have we want to create an infrastructure for dApps that help to create this decentralized hardware infrastructure, making a new network of nodes that spread the decentralization around the world. So this software, when you install this software on your machine, on your device, you get this package installing inside by default. That's a VPN bind, that is a DNS resolver, an exchange that is a full node of Ethereum, an IPFS, another tool that we are going to discover during this workshop. So the idea is that when we start to building this decentralized website, you start to learn about all the powerful of the DAppNode. So yeah, I think now it's time at least to connect to the DAppNode. So I'm going to connect in first play. So in this laptop I have a connection configured. So this one, right? So you can see right now I just connect to my DAppNode that is at my home or any other place. When you are connected to a DAppNode, you can go to decentralized domains like this one, for example. And the idea today is to try to create this kind of website that is a ENS domain that resolves an IPFS hash through our Edge-forward provider. About these websites, the thing is, these are truly decentralized website because we upload the content of the website to IPFS and resolve the ENS name that links to that hash. So the main idea is, you can see that the process to connect to this kind of decentralized website is very smooth, since you only need to write a regular URL. For example, one example is mycrypto.dappnode.eth, that is a decentralized website. It's a customized version of mycrypto in which we connect this site to the full node that DAppNode provides. So at the end it's like your own version of mycrypto, since all the content is happening in your own server. I'm going to show you a little the admin UI to show the administration console of the DAppNode, that is this one. In this one you can see, for example, the status of the DAppNode, the network that are synchronized right now, for example mainnet or Rinkeby, Hoban, general status of the node, the activity and the device. Yeah, the idea is make as easy as possible to connect to DAppNode, and this is one of the first things that we are going to make today, that is connect all of you to this DAppNode to start to work with this node. So for that we have a new functionality that is get user. So the idea is we have this user, and if everyone in this room can scan this QR, or we are going to share this link in our channels. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, right. Toreno.
On the main.
Yeah.
There we go.
You can use this link that is in our channel, or scan this QR.
So yeah, I'm Lion, this is Abel, this is Yalor, this is Alex, and we are all part of the team. So if you have any trouble, we are all here to help.
The idea
So
is,
yeah, if you want, let's all try to connect. Hopefully, if you all bring a computer, let's use that, because we do very few lines of code, but it's much easier to do that with a laptop than a cell phone. Otherwise, if you just want to experience decentralized websites, it's perfectly fine to do that with a cell phone. So right now we're gonna allow 5 minutes, or let's see how much time it takes to get you all on board. So try to do it this way. If you have any trouble, raise your hand, some of us will come and we will help you set it up. So for Mac users, it should be really easy.
Ubuntu user is more hard, but it's
Yeah.
possible to.
So if any of you have Windows or Linux, let us know, because it's a little bit more tricky.
Why?
Your Windows?
No, you said why.
Oh, why?
I see.
So Mac, they were really nice because they offer a functionality that you can just send a file with a pre-configured profile, and once you execute this file, automatically your machine configures a VPN for you. This functionality is not available on Windows and Linux, so you have to manually set up the whole connection.
Okay.
It just takes more time.
So you give me the VPN details?
Yeah, so if you scan this code, you will be redirected to a website that will give you instructions and all the details to connect on all these various.
Can I find the details to the
If
channel?
anyone,
Can
if
you put
anyone
the
wants
link
us
somewhere
to
we
send
see
the,
it, I can't.
the link to their
Can you put the
Yeah.
link
Telegram
somewhere?
alias,
Are you on Riot?
yes.
Yes.
And the scan this.
So if you go to Riot, you just send the link on our channel.
What is right?
Which
Do you have
I've
Telegram?
never used Rival.
Oh,
Do you
of
have
course.
Telegram?
We should have.
I can send
We
you
should
the
give
link.
access to DAppNode to the channel. That's on our website, right?
Yeah.
Can we
So
tweet
if you want,
it?
We can go listen clear.
Can you tweet it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podemos ayudar. Ya me dicen que estaban en ayuda. So you can go to DAppNode.io.
Like,
Porque no faz nada assim.
I need you.
Agora foi uma por David.
Con la bien.
Mega de complicado.
Yeah. This is the bottom, the link to our join the community. We have a link on the website. Which is the easiest way for all of these people to join the DAppNode file?
What is
¿Cuál es la manera fácil para que ustedes
The link, yeah, we have a link in the website.
the install now? What do you want?
DAppNode.io.
And then?
Just put it there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is
change that? It's not intuitive enough. ¿Has hecho el tweet, Edu?
Zero.
Ah, vale.
We're periscoping, but it's a stop for conversation.
Right, I just tweeted it as well. So DAppNode on Twitter, you can follow the link there as well.
One question.
Yeah.
So when you install the DAppNode software,
Yep.
It runs a get or parity node automatically and syncs the whole blockchain.
Yeah, parity node, yeah.
So it's basically a tool to simplify setting up a node and trying to control it and stuff. more or
Yes,
less.
the idea is to make easy for users to. For example, we have this other functionality that we are going to look at later.
Yeah.
The idea is, for example, if you want to install Ringkey or Romsten or even a status node, you only need to click on install. It's just that. After a while, it's downloading the Docker image because this system is made by Docker. You only need to create a Docker image of your project, upload to IPFS, and link through a Aragon smart contract. And with that, you can publish application and make easy for everyone to install your package. So you can see, I just install a status node here. Right now, it takes me 1 minute. We are going to explain later all this stuff and how to create this DAppNode package, because the idea is that everyone can develop his own packages.
So how do you handle like bad connectivity of the node or something like that?
Well, the idea is that you need to run this node at your home, so you're supposed to have a quite good connection.
Yeah, but I mean, even you have a good connection, I don't know, you lose peers or the node itself loses peers and stuff like that, or goes offline for whatever reason. How do you handle that on the DAppNode, the higher level?
We don't handle that. I mean, we only, about the network, we check that everything is fine, but it's not our intention to control the parity node. I mean, it's that responsibility is up to parity. So we try to make some kind of tool to know the status of the node, but we don't provide any kind of way to. Well, you can restart it or something like that, but not more than that.
No, no está.
At the end, this is a Docker image, so you can go inside the Docker and make some tricks. But our intention is that everyone that uses a DAppNode doesn't need to go to the console. It's our aim.
So a nice user interface to work with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Propone si podemos usar DAppNode para generar un server de red. Si quieres comentar si alguien me ha puesto un text. So, has someone yet not get access to the link and to the credentials? Everyone got the credentials so far? Your own credentials? Yeah.
Sí.
Le doy el intento, pero no. Queja de. Debería haber una.
Pues
¿Hago el bit.ly o no hace falta?
Hazlo, sí.
Con el link de las credenciales.
Ajá.
Yeah, the problem is there is no professional connection.
Maybe it's a connection here, I don't know.
So we just check by website.
Allí. De la P, G, clic. Dos, mayúscula,
Yeah. The problem is some people have trouble to connect to the DAppNode.
Okay.
No, I don't know if it's the connection or no, it's a timeout thing.
El establecer en la VPN falla.
Puedo hacer el inicio, sí.
¿A la VPN? Perdón, esto es, mira, prueba la de control y dos botones, dos. Esto está pensado para ciego, pero va bien. Excuse me, has someone managed to get in to connect?
L2PS, que no sé ni lo que es L2PS.
No.
es el otro aquí? O lo reinicio desde aquí directamente.
Sí, ¿no? Are you still facing problems?
Connecting and then no salirá eso.
Wait, Lion, we are receiving the now.
Yeah, give us a second, we have to start the VPN. Voy a tardar los 10 segundos que da Docker para que los paquetes se tengan que estar pendientes. Bueno,
I don't have
no, no se va a
internet.
resolver nunca el mensaje.
Ya, pero me deteré tirar.
No refresca la UI.
Pero no, los comandos no sé.
Es viable hacer el puerto wifi.
Pero tirado.
Entonces, no sé, vaya, voy a ver si lo encuentro aquí.
¿Tú estás bien, Jordi?
Con Ubuntu
Ah,
es...
¿En qué perfil tienes cancels que empiezan
I have already 200, 300
Yeah.
websites Google.
That Lion.
Searching
Pues tú tienes cada más,
sí.
¿Has entrado?
It's ready again, the VPN connection.
Central. Edu, Jordi está dins.
Yeah, just start it.
Your Mac is working. Mac and iPhones are working. Mac and iPhones are already connected.
Okay, try again.
Pues sí, bueno, yo de hecho...
So it's working.
It's working. Okay, cool.
Perdona, ¿cuál es el enderezo?
Bueno, yo lo tengo muy
The address.
Ah, the address.
una imagen.
Pon el bit.ly,
VPN...
No,
para que ves cada zoom.
No, bueno.
seguro que tengo, seguro que
Se
tengo.
habla muy
Como
aquí.
práctica. Puedes poner con el control. Pones el ratón donde vas a hacer el juego.
¿No me lo pones?
Can you get it?
Yeah, I mean,
File is not working? Just me.
Voy a buscar aquí
Dale, conf me dice que... Pero no se puede.
es muy Ubuntu, a ver si solo es el
It's like going to the doctors.
Yeah, shift nano and separate the spaces.
It should be, yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, you have already done that.
Supongo que será igual.
Sí, también.
Then, can help you with Arch.
You must have a connection or...
Arch, yeah.
Ahora es mismo Nos hemos dado cuenta que con Firefox te lo dejan en línea, pero vamos
Edu, él tiene las credenciales, pero no le chuta.
tienes Ubuntu aquí.
Pues eso no es wifi normal, ¿sabes?
No, you're right now.
Ahora
Ya tienen que estar conectados en canal.
Wi-Fi, now with the
Pues no sé si...
the mobile connection is not working. It's not the...
Pues al de Gresano le aguanta bastante la chicha, ¿no? Mira. Get it?
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah, maybe
I think Macs and iPhones are all in. Connected to the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi.
Did you manage to get it?
Perfect.
No.
You're taking that.
But in some...
I don't know what happened.
Sometimes. Yeah.
You just, you don't do bug tracking, you just do an if the
Just
100.
Like Windows
Oh, that's
99
good. Yeah,
forever.
I like the idea. We do. What is the is done by tracking the channel of the IPFS progress function. So maybe we make the site or IPFS is representing a channel. I like your idea. Just it's like that. Because we don't have to actually never show it's 199 and then next phase.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
Maybe
What's your line?
Is everyone in?
I don't know.
Did you manage to? I had to reboot because it's Windows. So you are. Were you managed to open the Decentralized domain?
I'm still connected to the
Oh, okay.
I'll fix it.
So is everything when it's done? We are.
Okay. Okay.
So we're going to import. No worries, no pressure.
We're right now connecting to the DAppNode as a guest, which we have deployed.
It's a little more difficult.
But no, it's possible for sure.
That URL and you will get a
You need to follow the structure. For Mac it's very, very easy, but a little hard.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like C info. And then the file.
just leave it.
Like
Just leave it there.
check.
Leave it like it is.
Yeah.
With some VPN. Only with
No, pero es que el problema es que no tengo, bueno, en teoría no tengo que he instalado una cosa de Strong y lo voy a
Because you know, Braveheart, he screams there when they put his gas out, he screams like,
Yeah.
so I was like, I was trying to think, how should I name my server? And it was like freedom,
Io direi un punto da facile a una vantaggia.
yeah, so it became, my server became Braveheart.
You make it?
I think so.
Cool. Nice. Someone have problems? Just raise your hand and we can help you to continue.
Okay, so we are gonna proceed. If you guys at some point the connection drops or you have a problem, again just let us know and we'll try to fix it. Okay, so what we have achieved so far is to consume the decentralized web, and I want to take some time to explain what that actually means and how we can achieve that with DAppNode. First of all, I want to remember how we have been consuming the web so far, both in Web 1 as known and Web 2. So currently when you enter any website in the world, it's typically a two-step process. First, the user enters in the browser some human readable domain, and you have to contact some DNS service, let's say Google, and through a multi-step process you resolve that to an IP address. Once the browser has that information, then it goes to that IP address and gets a GET request, and then you get the HTML back, and then boom, you're connected. That's how it's done normally. It works, but it has a series of problems. For example, the easiest one is censorship. An ISP or any other party can go and say, hey, this IP, block it. So when you try to access it, you will get nothing in return, or some message saying the government of the United States has blocked this website, and so on. Another problem is security. As you're doing this to private channels, people can intercept the internet records or manipulate the records and try to direct you to a malicious website. That happened recently with my crypto. Also, someone can infect the server as it's effectively a single point of failure and distribute you some infected HTML and so on, so on. This is just some attacks that can happen. Also, of course, there is a privacy issue. You are contacting a centralized website which knows your IP, then it can know who you are, when you are accessing this website, what behavior you are doing. This is basically big data and how all these companies are making a profit, which is fine. But I don't believe that we should give this power to some centralized services using decentralized things. When you enter Etherscan, if you don't do that with a VPN, you have to be aware that they know which accounts are linked to you, when you are visiting these accounts, and maybe in the future someone uses this information for some purpose. So it's up to you, and we want to give you the access of not having to give them this power. So how we solve that? If we use a centralized web the way that we're using it right now, when you need to resolve the human readable domain to some other information, we use ENS. This is a smart contract, and if you use a DAppNode or your own node to do that, you are doing this exchange in a completely private way. No one can intercept this, no one can know that you are accessing this information. Once you get the IPFS domain back, the IPFS address, you use an IPFS node, the one in DAppNode, to resolve this information into an HTML. And that's what's actually happened when you guys just connected and went to the central. All this process is happening behind the scenes inside DAppNode. The first part is done by a model that we call the forward, which takes your domain, it goes to the node, it checks, it gets the IPFS, then it goes to IPFS, it resolves the website, and it pipes it back to you. And thanks to that, you can seamlessly browse the decentralized web just from the graph. So what's going to happen next? We're going to build a decentralized website. We're going to deploy it to IPFS. And later, we're going to take this IPFS hash and publish it into a smart contract. So you can all browse your new simple decentralized website in a decentralized fashion. Okay, so I'm gonna share a repo which we created to help you guys do this in the easiest way possible. The idea is that we provide you with this initial framework that you can then use if you want to experiment or try. So I'm gonna zoom in, and if you guys want, you can please browse this site. Also in this repo, the README is a work in progress of an article, but it should have a full list of instructions and commands that you will have to use during this next part of the workshop. So please, when everyone has gotten this address, I will zoom out. Is everyone on this website yet? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, got it. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we're gonna do a git clone of this website, of this project. Sorry, this project is basically a create React app. We chose this just for the simplicity. It helps it very easy to build the website in some files and then distribute it to IPFS. So okay, as long as we all have this open, I will keep switching between the actual project and this site. So I'm gonna open the template, and what we'll do is we'll just very basically customize this website. Again, you can then do as much modifications as you want. This is just something very, very simple to showcase what's possible with this technology. So once you have all been able to clone the website and open with your code editor of choice, you don't actually need to edit any code. Even if you want, you can just then publish the web as it is. So now we'll just work like with it connecting to the website. We're gonna leave some time for you to complete this. If you have any trouble, let us know. So has everyone been able to run a git clone, enter the project,
So
and
slow
is it
connection.
sorry?
Slow connection.
Oh,
30 kilobytes per second.
wow. Okay. So who has already done the git clone and is on the app.js file can throw a thumbs up. We got 2 so far. Is everyone having connection problems cloning the site?
So we run the site just locally with Yalor.
Yeah, if you want, you can run the sun locally to preview your changes. That's not
Do
necessary.
we
You
need
don't
to
want.
install anything?
Yes. So once you have successfully cloned the site,
So first npm install.
exactly, you should do yarn and then yarn start, or npm installed and npm start as you want. It's good. So if you want to preview the website locally, as we discussed, you should first install the packages. And we had previously had problems with Jordi with Webpack. So you have any trouble running the npm install or just yarn, please let us know and we can help you fix it. So previously we got 2. How many of you have successfully cloned the site and have it locally? Okay, we got 4 or 5.
2, 3, 4. 4.
Dice que durante el espacio de grid ahora había una charla de la gente de San Gil y no está nadie. Bueno, nadie es porque le Kiki. ¿Quieres dar un volteo y preguntar a la gente cómo le va? Vale.
You have. Are you cloning?
So you guys were okay?
Yes,
Was previously
I have
working?
cloned.
You have internet connection problem or?
No,
Web3 uses script to generate have you compiled Web3 before? Okay.
Do you have the website?
You can try to install
I can help you.
code.
Oh, Tackson, yeah, the connection here is not good, sorry.
Xcode CLI. You can probably Google that.
Have you finally get the I don't know. On the same time, because you have data.
Poca paciencia. I have a problem with some rivaling.
telepatia dela, this is, you know, I think all our fellow world examples in the decentralized space should be
that's cool. You're awesome with the names. Need to learn from you about that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How can you solve a problem when it's a simple one, like some device on local network, and I just want to find Gregor, for example, near the same Wi-Fi, how to broadcast, and it's one process, like NPM process, on each computer, and I just want them to respond back, they're on the same plan. What you do, UDP broadcast or something, whatever. Some broadcast you have.
No, this
should be simple.
Well, for example, we are developing a hotspot Wi-Fi for the DAppNode, so we have physical.
Sí, crec que per altres el que podríem intentar fer és una web que es comuniqués amb la chain sense requerir cap llibreria, que fos purgés en un script que nosaltres proveíssim. D'aquesta manera no s'havia de fer install, build i directe. Sí.
But how do you know which is Gregor?
Yeah, well, this is a big one. I mean, the only way to know that is with the Mac, actually. But with the Mac. But he's not in this network right now. He's connected to his tablet.
He's asking his smartphone.
No, but it doesn't matter for what I'm asking. I'm just this use case. So if you would be on the same network, then do you think I have to go to each computer on the network and ask if the port is open, then send some ping message? a custom ping message, or is it possible to send a broadcast and everybody monitors these packets and then he responds to the broadcaster?
And you can develop an application that maybe broadcasts a message.
There should be like 20 lines of code, in Node. I'm looking for this solution that's developed in the app for this.
Yeah, well,
So you don't know the simple solution text.
no.
No, really, because it's, the guy yesterday was explaining it. There's like 5 different ways. One is broadcasting on the line, and I really imagine it should be include 2 libraries, write 20 lines.
But
But you know, if you run your own DAppNode, and for example you have Swarm with PSS, it's 3 lines of code.
And install Swarm with DAppNode plus 3 lines. Here you have Node.js, 20 lines. This is the best solution for my use case. I don't care about Swarm or DAppNode for this. You need Node.js and 20 lines of code. But much simpler for
Well then, you know, if you're that arrogant, fucking check Wi-Fi, who's connected to Wi-Fi, and check the device names, and save the device names, and say, when you see the device logs on, it's a new device, say, hello, who are you, and say hello.
unknown device name, unknown Apple printer. So I cannot check the device name.
yeah, but it's TCP problem.
Yes.
Yeah, so if the TCP protocol doesn't set the name of the you can use protocols like SNMP, but for that the laptop and the computer need to have that enabled. With that you can get the name of the computer.
What about MDNS?
What about the DNS? No,
MDNS.
MDNS? Ah, yeah, that's another kind of DNS. Yeah, you can do that. Maybe.
The broadcast service.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Is everyone right?
Connection. So I added the repository.
Just the PPA. We will add this to the documentation.
I give the link of the place where it is the link to the repository.
I just started yarn and when I was and then I launched it inside the Python.
Затем писал залезал показывали качалку this page, uploaded my PFS, interplanetary series. PFS один вариант.
Oh, nice.
Anyone still with problems to connect and access to the central?
This is probably an error because your default Python is not Python 2.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I could try.
Probably Python to Python 2.
Okay, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, okay. That's right.
To hotel koszta?
Ne, to je bivši Foursquare.
No, ja. Bueno, también pasa con el
Swarm-gateways.net.
wisdom of God.
Yeah,
This is a fallback trick.
topic.
What I want to do is I want to fix this. I want to write the steps.
You are talking to people who
Connection here is a bit
because distance that you develop
everywhere.
But then when not appreciate this one, Pika
what we want to do is we want to make it as easy as possible for users to consume DAppNode and to be able to right now we run on operations.
The capacity and the loadout is
and also for projects, so for example status, they have some money for us to develop the application for them. Because still you have to do some work to pack the code. Abel or Yalor Okay, let's do another thumbs up. Who has the web fully running? Everything installed, no shitty stuff. Okay. So just as something very brief to customize your website, if you go to app.js line 44, this is the title that you see when you move the website. If you want, you can change this for anything. Or, I mean, if you want to, like front end, you can change whatever you want. Just to make it easy, do some change, so at least we know we see the different websites for later. Yeah. And it looks boring as hell. Okay, has everyone done some slight modification? So the next part we'll do is we will publish this web to IPFS. So to do that, you have a script with your project already that will do all the work for you. So you only need to do is run yarn run publish or npm run publish. I'm gonna do that at the same time. So what this is gonna do is it will use the create React app built-in build and output all the files in the build folder. Then we'll do an IPFS add recursive to upload every single file to IPFS and the folder that contains it. And the hash that references to the folder, that will be what you need to use to access your website. Then you will give you a link. Okay, so it builds successfully and it gives you this information of these are all the files that they were uploaded to make the website work. And at the bottom, it will say, to preview your website, go to this link. And this link is just the gateway on DAppNode. So this is what we use to tell the DAppNode bind that we're going to go to a specific service. So my.dmp DAppNode.f, and we will access the gateway and pass the hash of the folder. So I'm gonna copy that and paste it on the browser. And boom! Right now we are browsing this web through IPFS.
It's working?
Nice.
Looking like a Swiss clock.
Well, the important thing here is that we are using the local node of IPFS that is running on your server. So the idea is we have a DNS resolver. You always can use that address to use your IPFS node. So all the room is using our IPFS node through the URL. That is important thing when you are going to develop a website, because you always know where is the IPFS URL or the other stuff that we are going to show after this. So
So after seeing some of the plumbing, probably in the next workshop, we will have just one single HTML with all the code itself, no libraries. But I wanted to show you guys that you can do a massively complex website with as many files as you want, and it will still work using this process. You can have super complex applications. It will be technically possible to take something like Google Docs or Google Spreadsheets and throw that into IPFS. The key point that you need to understand to make this an actual decentralized website is that there is no back-end service at all. So the website has to be able to do everything within itself. You have no server-side rendering, you cannot access your server's API, everything has to run on the website or connect to some chain.
How do you bring the backend understanding to this? Because of course we have a lot of HTML, JavaScript, and everything. It's a single app.
Yeah.
But let's say that I need some sort of truth that's come from another service.
That's gonna be the blockchain.
Yeah, and then from this I will call smart contracts, and I could put like my backend is gonna be a smart contract, right?
That's exactly right.
So we could say that, like, you build a front end and you have a backend and a smart contract. Because everyone asks me this when I
But the thing is, the backend will only serve for state storage. And really
like should
one.
be in the past. But we didn't do it like this, right?
But
What
again,
about local backend? Sorry, local backend, like running usual stuff like in PHP or Node.js locally, and then this connects to.
This is a Docker system, so you can develop a Docker image of your backend and deploy in the DAppNode.
But then everybody who uses this DApp has to also have kind of something else running. If you don't want to put everything in the blockchain, is it possible to logically develop?
No, you for example can develop a Docker image that reads from the blockchain and combine the information with IPFS and front, for example. Provide that information to the site. It's possible to do that.
yeah, but that instance will be living on your DAppNode, so only users connected to your DAppNode can use it to access. So that's not
Open.
Yeah, of course it's not. But
so and it's this, people to consume your website will need to do this extra step
Install.
of having that.
other people that use this website can have their own data, which is private to them. I'm looking at this.
Oh,
not-
okay.
Yeah. Everybody can use it, but not my data. They have their own data. But
Yeah,
I can-
That's where DAppNode comes in.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So it would be basically your backend would be like an app.
Everyone runs his own.
Yeah, so I say you can have a user and he gets the website. Let's say this is the wall. So IPFS, global smart contract, and then here you have your DAppNode. So if you want to access global state, like what's the balance of this person, what's my balance, what's some information, you go here. You also go here to get the website, the code from IPFS. But then if you need some local state, like your preference or some keys, then this will be stored on DAppNode. So you will access these three services. For local, personal, private state on DAppNode, global state on the smart contract, and the website from IPFS.
And that was always on my network or my machine, whatever, in which device.
This will be on, if you connect to your VPN of your DAppNode, you will have access to this.
So if you have one DAppNode personally running somewhere and you connect to it from that, and
So let's say you are user A and this is other user B. He will have his own DAppNode, and this is where he will get his private data. But this person will not have access to this, and you will not have access to this.
It's like the whole family could use one DAppNode.
Does that answer your question?
Esto es lo que hacía Radius o...
No es radio.
Es otra cosa, ¿no?
So has everyone been able to get to this step of publishing to IPFS and checking it? No?
Pero que os permite crear muchas llaves, o sea, usuarios y tal.
Podrías hacer Node.js backend service. Today, DApp, inclusive
So there is a very, if you're using Mac, you open the service, you have one little click that you can do, and you will have this super awesome icon. So go to the, when you search
so what is it's probably simple general question because I don't know the details. First time looking into this, but if you click install in some DAppNode app, what steps are done by this button? So
Yeah, the thing is,
that IPFS has to serve you on the browser the HTML that you just uploaded to IPFS.
so mainly the idea is you have a Docker file. Do you know about Docker? So you define here Docker and to create a complex file with that Docker image.
Trusted networks that connects between each other.
You load this Docker image to IPFS. After that, you need to create. We have a SDK to make this process smooth. That's the idea is this one. And after that, you need to create a kind of manifest.
And main chain node.
File that define that artist has here and some other definition about the name of the package, the port that you need to open because we have support for UPnP functionality. And with this manifest you load again to IPFS and you publish this IPFS hash into Aragon package manager repo. That's merge content. So for example, you publish in a repo, and you get, for example, I don't know, a pack.
So I spent some currency here.
Package, PMP, DAppNode, that is ENS address that is linked to a smart contract. So you publish this hash with the manifest in this smart contract and the version that of this manifest. And when you run this install button in your DApp, we read this smart contract, we get the last version, take the IPFS hash that takes this manifest, and with this manifest we download the image and load it.
I think you skipped something, or at least I didn't hear it. So after I do this, it automatically appears in everybody's DAppNode installation where to confirm it. Everything that's in smart contract doesn't appear.
No, when you want to install it, I mean the portal where the application appears is controlled by us. It's another smart contract where we publish the ANS name.
I have to ask you to include.
Yeah, but you have something like that. But you have in the top you can give to the user the ENS name and they can install it without publish them. So it's quite open. No, it's not. So we control the Okay. You asked me about the install process.
Because install process, it's missing how it comes actually there, but yeah, install process is like this, but
This is the
sea
top
que, a ver, vamos a
but
ver.
still it looks in
Yeah,
other smart contract.
he was just wondering how should this automatically turn up.
No, this is yeah.
One step is missing, but now we have the additions. Yeah.
You can
Y es que es un...
Can you reserve a DMP
¿Sabes?
name?
PPP es bastante mejor.
Sleep y PPP, porque era el Sleep antes, luego pasó a PPP. Madre mía.
Sí, 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 de hecho yo había usado
Con Pub, Chap.
Even if not published, you can access to.
Eso te lo uso.
You don't need to publish.
Con el otro.
You can install it. You only write the ENS name. You can install it without publishing on the DAppNode store.
Okay, so every time somebody updates
todos los que se llaman guest,
docker image, they have to
Yeah.
post to another, they get another cache, they have to update the other smart contract.
Yeah.
It costs you a little bit every time you
si estando el pool no tiene
That's the way to make a decentralized.
asignados, tiene una IP de otro rango y esa IP.
More or less is
Yeah, that's it.
Qué bueno, me guardan esto aguantando ahora.
Okay.
Bueno, pues ¿cuál es el siguiente paso?
You just change the text.
Pues sí, es que como no he hecho esta parte,
Yeah, that's it.
pero
Why did you remove that?
Because it will change.
¿Cuánto
I
tiempo
like
llevamos para
the
llegar?
else inside your computer.
Una hora y un tiempo.
It's working now.
Voy a ver cómo lo haces.
hay un link.
And you, Argentina, do you have any?
No, I literally just came in, so I'm so
Are you connected?
Don't worry.
Are you connected?
Yeah, I came in about 2 minutes ago, so don't worry about getting up to speed. I'm so bad. I was just going to try and install it.
Because we'll erase everything.
Oh, no, I was going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Sorry, but it happened to us
Have you tried the back
ago.
time?
Really?
It was like, shit, my code.
So the settings came from
Yeah.
That's when I looked and
do I have to be connected to Wi-Fi?
what did we know?
Yeah.
He's there 2 weeks ago. We were like shit.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, like so many kinds of features.
Yeah.
Sometimes you suppose that you make things by
Although I did the trash
and
can.
hopefully you manage to cover
What is the show town? Is it not installed? You accidentally wipe the computer from the screen.
Punto public.
So the fact that the connection is stable
Este es el repo nuestro oficial, pero también
yeah, some packages don't come through. So the VPN will realize that the connection has been
es como un repo oficial controlado por nosotros.
it has stable internet.
Pero hay uno público donde cualquiera puede subir su paquete o cualquiera se empaqueta. A ver si aguanta eso.
Vamos a ver, que no se acerque nadie,
Never gets to
Yeah, I saw that problem sometimes, but it's when your connection is not good, the tunnel is open and it's not possible. So we need to restart the VPN, and for that we need to close the connection to everyone here. So sorry, but well, maybe I don't know if we can create a new user, but
You can create maybe a user for him.
yeah, but we need to share with
If
him.
it helps,
What?
Yeah, why not?
What's the problem?
We can show off DAppNode.
Yeah, just create a user and you can shorten the URL. and
Ah,
share
no,
it.
thank you. No. No.
What's your name?
Andre.
So right now the VPN only supports one connection per credential. So I'm gonna show the a QR code. It's good.
No, I think
The link?
So just no one use this. Only you.
Please. Only you.
Phones down.
So I think you can actually go to a website which online QR code, and you can use the front camera of your machine to read that.
but you can also shorten the link. Will be faster.
Bitly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's varm, so when we got that.
Which people are sworn to user, can you call it
Maybe fast.
Yeah, it will be faster.
So now it will be the same. You'll have to download another profile.
Wait, but that's the same.
Una cortador.
Vale la pena probar, ¿no?
I think that's still the old one. Because I'm coming back to this.
Yeah. So this is the website that's used for you to install the profile.
Yeah.
But if you check the credentials, you will see that they are different.
Ah, okay.
So forever and ever, every time you send anyone connections, they will use this website. So the magic is that in URL you have this crazy long data which is decoded and it
Pero
contains
sí, ya me estoy
data.
apuntando cosas que está aquí en la
But you know, YouTube actually podcast. I don't know how to explain that.
Maybe later, yeah.
Very
Very special. Hello.
It's just as simple as possible, like bash a bunch of scripts that makes it easy for you to move the code to all your machines. We use rsync.
Ah, ¿Visto que llevamos una hora y cuarto? Paso de hacerlo de
Lahko nekdo dosipač.
Sì.
Ker meni tu nekaj strašno dela z blockchain, ko imam dostopa do noža in zdaj, če nekdo inštalira to, pa sem še hkrati vsake razne naloge, ki jih ozadju, da me to kontrole, ne to in ne, ampak meni to gre, zdaj to še moram procesirati, ker sem prej sem pisal, ki je na backup, nekaj pač tisti edini proces, ki je nekaj delal, pač so to mi, da se zaženem, pa naredim nekaj backup. Da me to kontrole,
Sure about the connection. Yeah. The Wi-Fi doesn't love you. But I guess here there is no connection to this phone. I mean, this looks like a music studio, so the font really feels self-empowered. Okay, so if you want, you can take this local home and following the instructions, you should be able to complete it when you have better connection. Okay, so now we have customized the website and throw it to IPFS. And now we will uncomment a couple models just so it does something and it not just this stupid website that only shows a title. So to do that, if you guys want, you can come back to app.js. And down here it says uncommon code below and uncommon code above. So this chunk of code, if you have Visual Studio, you could just be able to use the uncomment. Or if you don't have that functionality, you have to remove these characters from the top and the bottom, and you should be good. And this is just a very easy input and some components that all they will do is go to our different blockchains and fetch the balance of an Ethereum address you have provided on the input above. I can demo that right now. To do that, if you want, when you uncomment this, if you want to visualize it locally, you can do again yarn start or npm start, and it should open the website. When it recompiles everything. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So now you can get some address. let's use. You can paste it here, and bloop, it gets your website, your balance in the different blockchains at the same time.
That are running on the DAppNode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Important
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. If you wanna talk a little bit about the privacy features of this.
Yeah, well, the first thing I think you should show the config files with the blockchains.
So, I guess if you were about to do a DApp, usually you can use Infura, which works fine and it's easy. But here we use all of these providers. So within DAppNode we have access to the mainnet through my.ethchain.dappnode.eth. We also have access to Robsten through myrobsten.dmp, blah blah, Brinkaby and Coven. All these blockchains are running inside of DAppNode. So if you use them, we avoid the risk of being big data ETH through Infura or Etherscan or any other provider. And that's a true way of access and providing decentralized services.
Yeah, it's important to know that when you develop a DAppNode package, like for example Cover or Wikiri, after someone installing in the DAppNode, they get a standard URL to access to that content. So for example, I develop a packet that is called edu.dappnode.eth. So I can access to that package on my.edu and the name of the package. So that makes that you know where is the package and you can access and you can combine it with other packages. So for example, you can develop a backend, so you know the URL where the website needs to take the information from the backend. And it's made by using the bind provider in the DAppNode. So we update the list of the application in real time. So mainly it's that. But it's important to know that because one of the things that you can make is develop application that depends on other ones. So with this kind of technology, we can combine the powerful of several applications. So for example, you have access to all the blockchain. You can create a bridge. For example, if you want in the DAppNode, have an authority that makes some kind of bridge transaction, or and it's a standard way to do that. So you can continue with the deployment. No?
Yeah, I think I wanna provide one case of why do we believe that this privacy feature is really important. So think about this: when you create an account on Ethereum, who is the first person that's gonna browse this account? It's with 100% certainty it's gonna be you. So what if Etherscan or Infura just keep track of IPs and they know that this IP has checked this account for the first time? They can quite say that you are that person. Also, if you have an account from an exchange and the exchange sends you money, you are most likely gonna check that the transaction went through and you actually have the money. So you will enter the Etherscan account / that account at the time that the transaction is executed. So with this information, if Etherscan or Infura and an exchange cooperate, they can, with some range of certainty, track an IP to an identity because they have KYCU. And then with IP, this IP they can track with the other IP that was used to check the account on creation. So you see what can start to happen, that you can start to link persons to an account just by your activity online, checking the balance.
That's because you are using third parties, you know.
And this can be run automatically, so you can inspect everyone, do an audit of the whole blockchain quickly, and locate if some accounts of interest you think they are storing value without paying taxes. So that's where it can go to. I'm not saying they will do it, but it's a possibility. So in order for us to not have to give up this chance, this is a way to avoid that. And this is just a use case that we just imagine that can happen, but I'm sure that people with more money, time and ideas can find very clever ways of like capitalizing on the data. And this is the model that Google used at the same time at their time. They say, I'm gonna provide the most awesome experience to users and insane applications for free. Just use them. So when they got all the users and all the data, now they say, okay, how can we monetize this information? And they start running ads or sending this information to providers and so on, blah, 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 blah. So I can see that this is what will happen with blockchain in the future. Now you have all these things for free, but once money run out or they need to make some profit, maybe someone, not anyone from the teams right now, but someone in the future can come in and say, hey, we need to make money with this information. And stuff like this can happen.
It's already happening.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, I just want to stress that it's not, oh no, we wanna be true decentralized and just no. It's a real danger using that if you're not careful. Anyway, so closing the parentheses. Have everyone been able to go to app.js and then comment this part of the code? In order to make sure that you actually did, you can run the site locally, doing npm start or yam start, and the website should pop up, and you should be able to see these new things, and you can test it by like putting in some account and checking balances. Yeah. You can go to Etherscan and get someone else's account and put it here.
If you are a good customer.
So okay, let's do a thumbs up. Who has been successfully able to upgrade the website to this state?
I deleted the comment here.
Do you need to remove the bracket?
Yeah, you have this bracket. Has to go away.
The top one or not?
Yeah, this one out.
This one?
Yeah, and this one on the top. Yeah, try it out. Yeah, I think, yeah. So you're having some trouble? Oh yeah, but so what happens if you use npm install and then you use yarn install, the way they package the package is not compatible.
Yeah, I never used npm.
You use yarn always? Yes. So commit to yarn. Don't use npm.
I don't have a problem, but I want npm. I don't know what it's but it's a node it's a node. It has nothing to do with
yeah, I think for this type of demos we have to move away from Web3 because it has some issues building sometimes. It uses this script library in order to have true customization to create accounts. But for our purpose, we don't need our character. Oh, we have been kicked out of VPN.
Well, you got in, they got out.
Yeah, again, this can happen if at any point the connection is flaky, you will get kicked out.
¿Puedo probarlo luego más estos? ¿Esto va a seguir estando abierto?
Sí, nosotros vamos a tener, si no,
Vamos a mantener el...
Si no, me dices y te pongo yo uno. O buscar. Viene por eso estoy.
Como a mí ya de no, ya lo sé. A ver,
mira, copiar aquella ya está. Ya la de...
Ne, sam kupowania eine Funktion jest und je sekund se ti nekaj bude fakt, da ne prekosto pa.
Hudo si naredil, tako zrihtaš da
Ne gre, gledaj, je hardcore. Ne gre.
Yes, but I dropped
Okay.
Keep dropping.
It's being dropped.
Ne, to sam como šitiš ti na sedam metali, znaš da skoro to za test, čedela.
Is the only way to connect to the IPFS?
Druge strane, bingo, server.
You can actually, I guess you could connect to any IPFS provider if you wanted. If you are not able to connect to DAppNode, you could use. Do you have IPFS on your computer?
Probably not.
That will be an option. You can use Infuras.
Sorry?
You can use Infura.
Okay. Sure. So
Or I think you can, maybe you could use the public gateway, but I'm not sure if it will work.
So the card that I have.
I'll try to set up Infura then.
Deploy this one.
I mean, I think to install IPFS locally, it's not too hard. I think it's just running one install and then doing IPFS daemon. That's it.
So I have an IPFS node on my computer then.
Yes. Then you can say, I have IPFS on my computer. He's truly decentralized. Yeah, that's the thing. No one can send orders to store shit on your computer.
But I can give it without.
Not really. I guess if you could give access to your API to other people, and then these other people through the API could call a store on your machine. But by default, no one has right access on your machine.
We are going to link this website to a unit name. So I have small contract.
Okay, but I promise to.
So it's not outside.
We already know from the open
Okay, so if any one of you are ready and you wanna progress on it, now we can deploy the new website with these changes again. So doing the same that we did before, which is npm or yarn. Just be consistent, do the same all the time. Run publish, and it will build the code again and then post it to IPFS again. And you will note that the link has changed, and that's because for the nature of how IPFS works, the direction of a content is the hash of the content. So even if you go to a website and you change one character, it will be a completely different address, which is great because you have the guarantee and the security that if you are accessing an address through IPFS, it's going to be that exact content. The problem is that this is not very useful if you have a website and you have to keep doing updates. The address will change. That's why we will use a smart contract. Maybe you guys know it, the ENS or Ethereum Name Service, to point a human readable domain to an IPFS hash. And then in the future, if you want to do an update, what you do is you build it, you get the new IPFS hash, and then you send an Ethereum transaction to the smart contract saying, hey, this is the new direction. But users will keep using the same address. And Edu has built a smart contract, and we built a website that will let you use ENS just easy. We have enabled a public domain that anyone has access to claim names, and with the next thing we'll go to this website and say, this is my domain, this is my IPFS, create me a record. So again, we will let some time to see if all of you can get the website built and published and the new hash.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. You have it, right?
So let's see. Thumbs up. Who has the new IPFS hash for the website published? Okay, good.
Nice.
Did you manage to run?
No. You mean website?
Yeah. So Now, if you want, you can go to the terminal and just stop the process with Ctrl C. And did you do npm? Yeah, that'll do npm run publish. No, sorry. npm run publish. Hopefully it builds correctly, and at the end you'll see that text. And so this right here, this is the hash that you will need to publish to the smart contract.
Okay.
Should I show the website?
Yeah, I think it's time.
How they can access it?
The web.
No, true. Yeah. Okay, so what you are gonna do now, we have done it previously, and now you all, if you are connected to the VPN,
That's the important thing.
now you have access to this site. So this is just a front end that will construct an Ethereum transaction for you. So here you will specify whatever subdomain you want. So it will be the web.dappnode.f, this will be the actual domain, and whatever you claim on this box, it will be this something dot the web.dappnode.f. So this is, you go to the output of the command, you copy whatever was here, then you go to the site, you put it on the hash, it will verify that it's valid, and then on the subdomain I can write something, Web3, yes, Web3 Summit, and hit publish, and it will build a transaction. What's the gas like now? So the thing is that we work with mainnet, and in order to use the add forward and be able to access this website, whatever, I think it's worth to pay these cents. So we don't have that with an ENS or Robston, and you can actually, this website, you will be able to access it from anywhere if you have a DAppNode, and hopefully,
yeah, even using MetaMask and total network.
So what we are doing right now, using the add forward and this, we are trying to push to other people to use the same standard and make this a tool incorporated with MetaMask or other providers. So you can do this with a variety of tools, not only with DAppNode. Not Etherscan, Ethgas. 7. Should be good. Here. Okay, so I will execute the transaction to publish the site. Yeah. And let's see if it goes through.
It could be great if someone send us.
Oh yeah, if you guys don't wanna pay for the gas, or you don't have any account with you right now, you can send us all this shit down to us, and we will execute the transaction for you.
So you can see your website in the.
Yeah. That's why we did this. Because I see if you are using a ledger and you don't use MetaMask, you will not be able to do this. Okay, so how is it going? Did you guys be unable to access this site except you, Andrea?
Okay, I actually have.
Yeah?
Through MetaMask maybe.
You connected to the VPN?
Connected.
Yes!
Yeah, cool, nice.
Oh man.
Okay, so thumbs up who got into this website. Yeah.
And that was, no, it's description of the connection.
Did you manage to enter?
No, I was there, but I didn't have MetaMask enabled. I had to close.
Was the build successful?
I had to close Firefox, then I open it again so it comes. But I don't have FF here in the mainnet.
Send us the data. What's when we say your
It's eweb.dappnode.f.
But I haven't brinkled it. But,
no, it's we are.
We don't test
okay,
it.
okay. But it's okay, I believe it.
No,
send us
Google
the
realizes
data.
that and it
Go to that webpage.
Is there, right?
Okay.
No, you need to go to that way.
Yeah, the web.
The web. Dot
DAppNode.it.
Like this.
Yep.
Okay, and then I
It's dropping the connection again.
Well, you can.
Hey, Edu. Portal network is fucking up again.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you were not connected to VPN?
So to see what?
Not connected.
Publish?
Publish and then,
yeah,
okay.
So, in order to access this .f website, that's you need to be able to be inside of the VPN.
No.
Okay,
in order for
and it's coming now.
forward and the bind and the resolver to
It's
process
also
this
send us
query for you and then
our Riot channel or
Okay.
Telegram, send us this data. We are going to publish.
Is it connected already? So now let's make it.
So should I try it again?
Yeah, just delete this and type web.download.f.
Publish it here. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, publish that.
What is my line to publish?
I don't know. You need to scroll down? I don't know. It's strange.
I have to join the discussion. Not ready. Not available.
Can you check on your menu and see if it's actually
It's already taken.
Yeah, it is.
It's Riot.
Yeah.
So this is the
Yeah.
Ready.
Edu, it's connected to VPN, but still Portal Network is saying.
That is very strange. That is problem of the DNS resolving that case.
Or maybe.
Maybe
so
try to disconnect it from the VPN.
Or, no, can you go to MetaMask and switch to mainnet? So it's Portal Network is saying you are not connected to mainnet. So maybe that goes in front of the check of letting the other resolve.
Maybe.
So MetaMask is trying to implement something like that, but it's doing in a very aggressive way. That completely disrupts if you want to use anything else but MetaMask.
Vuestro canal de Riot. A ver cómo se ve medio.
So you want when?
So do I need to connect to the VPN now or not?
So let's
Es que
let's
es
see
eso
if
de
it
Matrix,
actually
porque
connects to mainnet. When it connects to mainnet, let's
que uno
run it again.
funciona.
If it doesn't work, then disconnect the VPN, connect again, try again, and if all this fails, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, okay.
You did?
Are you guys doing right?
Well, sort of. I've managed to connect and everything, but I don't have any tools to develop on Windows. But on Linux, it's been a bit hard.
Okay.
But I'll go through it. It's I have an Arch installed, and I have a kind of stupid
Oh, you mean
setup.
you don't have the node and npm and all this stuff?
What is all
No, I have Node and
Okay.
npm, but I don't have it on Windows. But on Linux, I can't connect to the
Oh,
VPN
I
because
got
it's
you.
fucking stupid. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this tutorial. I'm going to write a little how-to guide. Hopefully it can be set to, because you can do a lot of cool packaging shit. So it just downloads and creates a new connection for you, and we put it in OR, and it just works.
Yeah.
As for this,
Yeah,
I
actually,
get
what-
I believe so.
Probably you can do that on
so then you
Windows,
can push that code
and
then
once you get the hash,
in your contract and then
it's
it
uploaded,
will activate my
you're good.
my domain name.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I know how it goes, and I've been going through the code base.
I will
just
try
to figure
later.
out,
I have to
what's
try.
going on and
Tengo que
stuff.
cambiar cosas,
Yeah.
darle a Alex la configuración que tengo
But I haven't actually managed to play with.
para el VPN.
So
Ver
just
cómo está para que la gente lo pueda
visualize
andar
what I want
For
to show
example,
you is
the
that
website that
this works
DAppNode
with
published,
any
you can
website
access
as complex as you want,
because
but maybe you can
just mint.
tone it down a little bit and just use one single HTML. That everything is self-contained, so we don't have to worry about builds, and you can use that with any text editor, even Beam. Will that solve your situation?
Well,
Because
yeah.
your problem was that you can only connect on a system that you don't have developing tools. Right?
True.
Okay.
But on Windows you can just use the text editor
He forgot
and
one.
personalize the website just one line and then
Whatever.
run everything.
Yeah, I can just like whatever. I can push like a
Just publish it on the main
hello
net.
world
Without
to
only one
everything just
transaction.
for
Yeah.
You can see
just
that
for fun.
this is the
I think
website that
maybe
DApp
like the
published.
next step it will be
I don't
to
know, is
use
anyone
create an whole
publish
website
or
that
to
you
send
can
us
just
the
throw
data, we can
aside
publish
folder
the
and it will
website.
take care of uploading it for you. Because still, if you do that with
So
Windows,
this
you should
website
open
can
the terminal
access
and run.
on every DAppNode
So
or
you have to
even
connect to the API
at your home.
of IPFS, and run a very specific command to upload your site.
Yeah.
I guess that will be possible with Windows.
It is. It is. It's
But the thing we will not be able to do.
Anyone
the
try to
that
publish
should be
this
done,
website?
All through
I send the
commands.
data through Riot.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Let me.
well. Yeah, this isn't.
Do you access to
I
Riot?
mean, I can download Node. I can install it.
El problema ha sido
It's not
poner
that big of a deal.
Riot.
Yeah.
It's just I'm trying to get rid of Windows. To be honest.
Oh, and it'll find a way, which is super cool, to actually, instead of having to connect to the VPN, we convert a DAppNode box into a hotspot, and if you connect to the hotspot, you are already into the networks, and you have access to these services. And like connecting to Wi-Fi is way easier than doing a VPN.
Yeah, he actually showed me. Basically, use the node as a router.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
But
I want that in my home. I have a shit router, and I was gonna buy one, and I realized why would I buy a router when I can buy a computer that has all this pre-configured. And this is really cool. So this what is it? This is a React template or something?
Yeah.
So I guess this just takes the build folder and like pushes it onto.
Me voy porque me estaba en plan.
And how does this whole name generation thing work? I'm not really that familiar with DNS.
Very simple. It's just a mapping of some string.
Address to string, yeah. Just like DNS.
String to address.
Well, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be an address. It can be an IP address hash. It can be some hash. It can be anything. DNS is complex in the governance side. How you distribute the domains is through an auction process, and then the domains you can give direct access or give up ownership or do a release. So DNS is complex because of governance. But at the end, it's just point this domain to this server. That's it. So we created a domain and we set the governance to free. So anyone can go there and claim the domain, as long as it's not previously claimed.
So as long as it's under subdomain of DAppNodes or whatever.
So you can call DNS and say, hey, this polydomain, dweb.pnp.download, I want to create another subdomain on that subdomain, which is my web.dweb.download, the new full name. You pay the gas, you do the transaction, and then it's locked for you. And the contract that you wrote does that easily because you have to, it's not trivial, you have to execute the transaction and then claim the ownership for you, and then renounce the ownership. So all these steps are automated with the smart contract.
You can have your own
smart contract.
This is not running in your server, but you can use this for
Let me ask you.
node that
Edu,
is one.
el smart contract que lo he planeado está, el código source está en una parte.
Creo que está validado.
Vale, entonces la address la encuentro en... ¿Dónde puedes sacar la dirección?
En el data. ¿Tú?
Vale,
el publisher.
Para enseñárselo a él.
Yeah, in the publisher, you have the data and the two address is the smart contract.
Sí, pero no le va, no puedes, bueno. Si no, en el scan puedes poner el nombre que es la dirección del source o no.
Sí.
¿Cómo salía?
Vete a este scan. And right in the top, yeah. The web does are not this. And try to publish your website. Wait a second.
No se ve el...
No has escrito.
Ah, hostia, token de web. Bueno, es lo que he puesto y me ha sido esto.
No, pero no lo dice ahí. Espera, dale a Google.
Es el resolver, ¿no?
No, the owner.
So anything that happened in the workshop here today is actually in the README of the GitHub repo that we saw.
Yeah, more you have anything else you can ask?
Sí.
Our channel.
I have NPM problems.
Oh,
There's
sorry.
nobody in the city I could ask.
Okay,
so go to
the
sorry.
Huh? But then I would get a suitcase essentially. Weeks less though.
Now go to DWeb.
It's running out of
Yeah, .DAppNode.f, and then hit enter, hit go. No, DAppNode without the X.
Oh.
Okay. No, try again. I think it got stuck because of the UI is broken. Oh, no. I. Okay.
Okay.
And hit the owner. C58. That's a contract. And go to code. And you have to scroll down the website and then scroll down the contract. Yeah, so you have to scroll down because you have to put the dependencies first. So the actual contract, if you're interested in, is scroll down a little bit.
I just published
The web registry. That's the contract.
I need to wait a little.
When does it take the DAppNode chapter?
No, it's real time because you at the moment that you publish the transaction in Ethereum, it's published.
Okay, so someone managed to publish the website?
I'll try for another.
Anyone got it?
It's ready.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And can you browse it and so once you
It's
publish
working?
the website, whatever you put here, now you can. Oh, it's my transaction in mine.
Yeah, but the problem is that you wrote.
No, it's not mine.
Yeah, no, it's mine.
Really?
Yeah.
The problem is that
You wrote. You forget one letter.
oh,
Yeah.
That's the one.
So yeah. Now we just did the 4-circle thing. Now I can access this website from wherever, because now the information that this domain points to the IPFS hash is in a smart contract. So anyone on the wall, whatever, can resolve this, and then if the content is accessible from IPFS, they will get the website.
As for any other website that someone deployed.
Well, we can go to the
Oh, yeah.
portal, right?
Yeah. This is smart
El
contract.
portal no está publicado.
No. This is a smart contract that publish the website have an event logging. So every time that someone publishes this website, you can read the events of the smart contract and you can create a kind of portal with the list of all the dapps, all the websites that are published on this. So if we, for example, remove the owner of that smart contract, you can create a kind of contract, a real decentralized portal that anyone can use it, and it's impossible to censor it because it's not our case right now, but it's a possibility of that. I mean, you have a domain, give the owner to the 0 address. No one
there
can
you go.
control. Yeah.
And Lelouk? Who's Lelouk? Nice, there you go. Who's Kishi website?
That's mine.
What's your size, by the way?
Test is you, Edu?
Sorry? What's your
No,
t-shirt size?
Nice.
L.
So this is just another website that the only thing it does is it listens to the smart contract, the one that you wrote events to just get the data.
You can
And
visit someone.
yeah, we can go here and visit the Lelouk one, so it just goes to lelouk.dweb.download.there.
So yeah, we just create a decentralized portal.
Yeah.
In a decentralized manner. That is the cool thing. I mean, you can use this, for example, if you disconnect from the VPN, this website is compatible with MetaMask functionality, so you can access even using MetaMask. That is my account.
You are rich on Reykjavik.
Yeah, only Reykjavik. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that kind of concludes the full story that we want to tell today. We still have 5 minutes that if any one of you has not still completed the whole process, we can help you do that. Otherwise, thank you so much for and staying here 2 hours with us. It's been super cool to like expose what we have been working with for such a long time in a long environment, because we have presented this in short presentations, and it's fine, you know, to do a high-level concept of what we are doing, but just like being dirty and gritty on this with you guys has been super cool.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy, and thank you for your patience.
Yeah. If anyone has a suggestion on what has been your hurdle or what could have we done better, we would love to have some feedback from you.
Yeah, we want to improve this presentation and
Yeah,
even the product, so you need anything.
I have taken a lot of notes from user experience, so that's really helpful to try to do it smoother the next time.
But yeah, it's very important that you understand the powerful of this kind of tool. Way to access to the content in a different way. Try to show you. Yeah, sorry.
And so at the end, every user has to install a VPN and do this.
Our intention is that everyone set up one DAppNode in his home and share with family and friends. The idea is one technical guy can set up one DAppNode and share with his family and friends and make easy to access to this content for his family. One of the last improvements that we are working is to have a Wi-Fi hotspot. So if you are in your home, you don't need to connect to the VPN. You only need to connect to the Wi-Fi. So when you are connected to the Wi-Fi, you can access to these domains and use all the stuff without needing a VPN. That make easy to use it. The VPN is intended to use when you are outside of your home.
Okay, the idea is to serve ourselves.
Huh?
The idea is to serve yourself.
Yeah. That is the idea, to be autonomous. I mean, start to using your own services without relying on third parties. Is mainly the idea, because we believe that to achieve the true decentralization, you need to use decentralized way to access to the content. We want to make smooth for users. We are doing. We know that it's hard, but it takes time. But well, we try to explain to the world.
I think this is the Infura model. So everyone connects to Infura to connect to a node. The current decentralized model is everyone connects to their node. So our approach will be kind of a half trusted solution. So you, your mother, and your father connect to one DAppNode, which you control, and they own your life to you, so they can really know that you will not screw them up. And then from there you go to the node. So you will have this set up as many communities as you want, of one technical person sending connection to someone they really trust.
Not even very technical, because for example, I'm not a very technical person and I already have my setup. It's not, I mean...
Yeah, I'm saying people on the level of our parents.
Yeah. I don't see them with the terminal. No?
So, I think we can close the session.
Yeah.
So thank you all. We have some t-shirts, so if you want one t-shirt, ask for that.
Yeah. What's your sizes? Or maybe just grab it when you...
Yeah, let's keep the flow of the conversation. Who wants a t-shirt? Thumbs up.